Hello everyone, myself Sowmya, Assistant Professor in CSE AIML Department, MLR Institute of Technology. In this video, I am going to discuss about Consortium blockchain. Coming to the overview of this presentation covers key characteristics of Consortium blockchain, why we need this Consortium blockchain, the different Consortium blockchain platforms like Hyperledger platform. Under this Hyperledger platform, we have different tools, different frameworks, that is Fabric, Indy, Sawtooth and Grid. And what are the different Hyperledger tools we have? Overview of Ripple and Coda. So these two are also Hyperledger applications that we will see. So key characteristics of Consortium blockchain. So we have already seen what they mean by Consortium blockchain in the previous videos, like where we discussed about the types of blockchain. So here Consortium blockchain is nothing but the combination. So we have the public as well as private also. So some of the things we are making it as private and some of the things we are making as a public. So it's just like a combination of public and private blockchain. So what are the main characteristics of this Consortium blockchain? So controlled access. So if it is a public blockchain, the access is fully access. Anyone can access it. Anyone can modify it. Modify in the sense anyone can propose a transaction. Anyone can validate a transaction. But here it's not like that. The controlled access will be there. So unlike public blockchain, Consortium blockchains are semi-private and operate under the control of group of organization. A group of organizations will handle it, monitor this. So if it is a centralized, only one central authority will be there. But whereas in Consortium blockchain, a set of organizers will be there as a central authority. They will be working as a central authority here. So permissioned network. So only the approved participant can access and participate in the network. So they have to take the approval before participating in the network process. Efficient consensus. So generally if it is a public blockchain, you are using proof of work where it is taking much time and more complex, right? But here it is using the efficient consensus mechanism, which is PBFT, practical Byzantine fault tolerant. So PBFT is generally used to overcome the Byzantine problems. Whereas in Byzantine problem, there will be no communication between the authorized person and the people, right? There will be no communication, proper communication. If there is no proper communication, the action will not happen according to the schedule, right? According to the schedule, it may not happen. So to overcome that type of problems, you are using this PBFT. There will be a proper communication between the sender, receiver, and whoever participating in the network. So faster transactions. As we are having, it is limited, right? It's not open. If it is a public blockchain, it is open. Everyone can access here. But here it is limited to set of people. So that's why the transactions will be faster when compared to the general public blockchain. So shared governance. So here we have a set of centralized people will be there. So they are going to provide the governance tools here. And privacy. Offers a high level privacy of data control compared to the public blockchain, obviously, right? So here it is like a semi-private or semi-public, right? So here you're going to say a private, you're going to provide a security for your data. So customizable. So as it is customizable in the sense, for example, if I want to design a Consortium blockchain for our college, yes, I can design using some set of what we call rules, right? For example, we have some set of rules which may not be followed in general in other colleges, something like that. If I have any specific criteria also, I can include that. That means we can customize based on our requirements. We can customize this network. It's not general. It's if it is a public blockchain, everywhere, wherever you design public blockchain, the rules will be common. But in Consortium blockchain, you can customize these rules. You can customize the properties of the blockchain. So why we need this Consortium blockchain? So collaborative decision making. So here collaborative decision making in the sense, if it is a centralized, only the central person or central authority will take the decision. If it is a public blockchain, anyone can take the decision. The majority people, or based on the consensus mechanism which you are following, just like proof of stake or proof of work, something like that. But here we are involving multiple organizations to take the decision. For example, if I apply this to our college, for example, our college is having some set of two branches, right? MLR IT and ITM. If I want to implement, if Secretary Sir wants to implement some new feature or new rule in our college, that will be applicable to both the campuses, right? MLR IT as well as ITM also. then he has to inform or he has to take permission from both the colleges, right? MLR IT as well as MLR ITM. So here the two persons, MLR IT and ITM, will work as a central authority to take the decision here, right? So enables multiple organizations to share responsibilities in managing a blockchain network. So enhanced privacy and security. So data is accessible only to authorized participant, ensuring the confidentiality and security. So as we discussed in the previous slide, here the data will be shared only to the specific people, authorized people, so that it will provide the security as well as privacy. Scalability. So efficient consensus mechanisms make consortium blockchain scalable. As we discussed, it is using PBFT consensus mechanism, not a proof of work. Right, proof of work, if we are using proof of work, it is very complex and it will occupy more space. So scalability issues will be there. But whereas in PBFT, we don't get this type of problems. So regularity compliance. So designed to meet regularity and compliance requirements on specific industries. So regulatory compliance in the sense, here we are not involving any government or any other colleges here. Only these two colleges are involving here. So they can set their rules, they can set their regulations, right? If I want to implement a dress code for our college, it may not be applicable to all the JNTUH campuses, right? So it will be applicable only to our campuses. So that regulatory or the rules and regulations can be set by only these centralized people. Cost effective, reduces operational cost compared to private blockchain while maintaining control. So here, of course, the cost will also be shared by multiple organizations whoever involving in this consortium. If I am taking two colleges are involving, so they will also share this cost. If it is a private blockchain, only one college will be the monitor, right? Only one college will be the central authority. They are going to bear the complete cost. Whereas in consortium, a set of organizations will group together, right? So that it will also be shared. So coming to the use cases where we can use this consortium blockchain in the sense banking. Yes, in banking we can use a supply chain. So we can also use supply chain, healthcare, sharing patient data. So in healthcare also we can use. These are only some of the use cases where we can use a consortium. As we discussed in educational also, we can use this consortium blockchain. So next, Hyperledger platform. So Hyperledger platform where this is specifically you are using to design the consortium blockchain. So it's a platform. It is used to design a consortium blockchain. So it's an open source collaborative effort hosted by Linux Foundation. So it is hosted by Linux Foundation. Using this platform, you can design a new blockchain applications where the blockchain will follow the consortium blockchain. So different Hyperledger projects, we have different platforms for supporting different types of applications. So if I want to design a healthcare application, what type of Hyperledger Hyperledger platform I should use. If I want to go with supply chain, what type of Hyperledger platform I should use. So like that, we have different platforms under Hyperledger. So first one is Hyperledger Fabric. So it is a permissioned blockchain framework designed for enterprise use. So if I want to design enterprise use cases, then you can go with this Fabric. So features modular architecture and pluggable components. So just like it is customizable. So supports smart contracts written in general purpose programming languages like Go, Java, Node.js. So here in this Fabric, you're going to write the smart contracts in general programming languages. If you want to use Solidity, you can also use Solidity, but already we know some of the existing programming languages like Go language or Java or Node.js. Using these languages, we can design the smart contracts in this Fabric. So ideal for supply chain, healthcare, finance application. So as we discussed, enterprise usage under this supply chain application or healthcare application or finance application, whatever the applications you want to design under these categories, you can go with the Hyperledger Fabric. So next is Hyperledger Indy. So this is another platform, decentralized identity framework. So built specifically for managing the digital identities. To create the digital identities like public-private keys, we are using this Indy platform. So features self-sovereign identity, allowing user to control their data. So already we discussed about this self-sovereign identity in the previous video. So the user itself, himself or herself can control their data. So they don't need to store that data in any of the servers. They can maintain their own data. They can control their own data like public or private keys. So next is Hyperledger Sawtooth. So modular blockchain platform that supports permission as well as permissionless deployments. So this Sawtooth is used for permission blockchain as well as the permissionless blockchains also. So it uses proof of elapsed time consensus algorithm for the efficiency. So it is using proof of POET for efficient. I mean, it's not using the PBFT, it is using POET. And next, well suited for supply chain, IoT and retail application. So next, last one is Hyperledger Grid, focused on supply chain solution. If you want to design supply chain solution, then you can go with the Hyperledger Grid. So it provides tools, libraries, reusable components to accelerate the development. So to design your blockchain, it will provide all the libraries or the tools, whatever you want. So integrates with all existing Hyperledger tools on platforms. So you can also integrate this grid with the existing tools like whatever we discussed, what we call Indy, Sawtooth or Fabric. So along with them, you can also integrate this grid. So next is Ripple. So it is also one of the platform. Using this, you can design your application, blockchain applications. So it is a public blockchain network primarily for financial applications. So if you want to design some financial applications like banking or finance, then you can use this Ripple for designing your financial applications. So it is for public blockchain. So what is the consensus mechanism? It is using Ripple consensus ledger, which does not rely on mining, but instead uses a network of validating the servers. So here there's no concept of mining, no validator, no specific validator will be there, as it has its own consensus mechanism to validate the transactions. So coming to the features, so it is fast and low cost cross-border payments. So Ripple also maintains an internal cryptocurrency called XRP cryptocurrency. It is used as a bridge currency for fiat to fiat transaction. So if you want to transfer some fund from one account to other account, generally we have money in terms of rupees or dollars, right? Something like that. So here XRP is a digital cryptocurrency which is maintained by the Ripple platform. So instead of, in place of fiat currency, if you want to buy this, you can buy this. You can transfer in place of a normal traditional currency. So partner with the financial institutions to modernize payment infrastructure. If you want to change the payment infrastructure, if you want to easily pay to other countries like cross-border payments, you can use this Ripple. So coming to the use cases, cross-border payments, liquidity management, real-time gross settlement. So all these use cases are related to financial applications. So next is Coda. So it is also another platform. Coda is generally used for permission blockchain platform. So whereas the Ripple is used for public blockchain, but coming to Coda, it is used to design a permission blockchain platform for business to business application. So like peer-to-peer, whatever we have, business to business communication, those type of applications, if you want to design, we can use this Coda. So coming to the consensus mechanism, it is also not following any specific consensus mechanism, operates on a need-to-know basis, ensuring only relevant parties have access to the transaction data. As it is a permission blockchain, so only a few people will be involved in the consensus process just to take the decision, right? There is no process, there is no fixed process here to validate a transaction. Need-to-know basis, just knowing some other details to validate the transaction. So coming to the key features, supports complex workflows, contracts, industries like finance, healthcare and supply chain. So any of these applications we can develop using Coda. So it also uses Coda apps, Coda distributed applications to provide tailored solutions. So we have blockchain D apps, right? Decentralized applications. So like that, we also have Coda decentralized applications to meet different solutions. We can design this decentralized application. So focuses on privacy and scalability. Of course, as it is a permission blockchain, it will focus on the privacy and it is limited. Obviously, the scalability will also be not an issue. So coming to the use cases of this Coda, trade finance, supply chain management, healthcare data exchange, banking and settlement. So all these enterprise, business to business applications, we can use this Coda. So that is about this Consortium blockchain. So in this video, we discussed about the key characteristics of Consortium blockchain, why we need this Consortium blockchain. So what are the different hyperledger platforms we have like Fabric, Indy, Sawtooth, Grid, and the overview of Ripple and Coda.